start the session. So everyone is recording on the system, right?
Yeah, Rohit, I am recording.
All right. Firstly, are you recording?
Yeah, I am
Can you
recording.
give me permissions, please?
I am using different software though.
Who wants the permission? Mano, you? Anyone wants the recording permission?
Yeah, this Fasi, I need permission.
So Rohit, what you said over here, what I need to do to open in CMD this file?
You save this .py. Py
Okay.
is a Python extension.
Okay.
Click on that folder and type cmd.
Okay, save it as a PY. I am saving it as a, I thought it's a text file only.
Okay. Right. So next thing, we have to see the control statements, and in that the next part will be the operators. And before going to the control statements entire thing, we should see what are the operators we have. So arithmetic operators are there. For example, plus is there, division is there. So operators concept. First is arithmetic. In that plus, division, minus, into, and we have double slash. This indicates floor division, and two intos. This indicates the exponent operators in Python. Like for example, I'll open a file. That notepad file is there, and I'm saying a equals to 10, b equals to 2. Print floor division is there, that is a divided by 2. The same way we have exponent thing, that is here 2 in the sense b, you can say a into b. Save it as operators.py.
Okay.
Open the CMD. In that py space operators.py you have to get. Click on it. You got that floor division as 5. Okay, like usually if I say 10 divided by 3, what will be the output? 3.333.
Correct.
If I run it now, it will be 3. So that 0.33 has been negated. So you won't get the point values when we use the double slash. This is important when you are dividing and you want the integer value itself, not the float value. For that purpose, we can use directly. Next, after this, floor and exponent, we have relational operators. Relational operators, we already know that for example, greater than, less than, greater than equals to, less than or equals to, all this comes under relational operators. Okay, This we'll see in the control statements directly. Next, after this relational operators, we have logical operators. What are logical operators we use? So we'll be having and, or, not. In most of the languages, we use symbols like and here, but in Python, we don't use symbols. We use directly the keywords and. Next, or, next, not. So after this, how it works? If you want to write two conditions at a time, like first condition is true and second condition is true, then only the output will be true. And operation is like if 1 and 1 is there, then only the output is 1. If 1 and 0 is there, 0. 0 and 1 is there, 0. Like true or false, we can say. True is denoted as 1 and false is denoted as 0. Next, I have or. In or, if both the conditions are false, then only the output will be false. Apart from that, all that remaining things are true. And not in the sense, so f naught is nothing but we can say true. The vice versa is also there. So these are what logical operators indicate. Next, we have bitwise operators. So bitwise operators. In this we use a symbol and or. It is similar to what we have seen in the logical operators, but it will work in the form of ones and zeros. Like suppose I have a 4. The 4 binary code is 100 and 5 binary code is 101. If I perform the AND operation, we know AND means what? If both are 1, then only the output is 1. The remaining scenarios it's 0. So whenever I use the AND operation, I should get this particular 4 output. So what I can say, print 4 and 5, and it will be 4. And if I use 4 or 5, 4 or 5 means what? Here 1 and 1 is 1, 0, 1 is 1. Because any one thing is true, the output will be true. That is 5, the OR part. So here 4 should be the output, here 5 should be the output for the OR. If I run this thing, I got the output 4 and the 5. Is it clear? Any doubts?
Okay.
Right. After bitwise operator, we have equality operators. So what are equality operators means? Double equals to, okay, not equals to. These two things we can say as equality operator. Like if I say a equals to 10 and b equals to a value is 10, means 10 value is getting stored in a. The same way a value is stored into b. So how come we can compare now? So we need to use double equals to. If a double equals to b is there, and A value and B value are same, then we can say it as equal. Comparison operator also we can say. This is comparing the two values. Suppose I have here 20. So 10 double equals to 20. False. A, B by 2. 20 is there. 20 divided by 2, 10. And what I can say, 10 double equals to 10, true. Suppose I can also take directly here 10. And if I have 20 here and A is 20, I'm comparing with 10, it falls. A divided by 2, true. 0. A divided by 2 means 10, double equals to 0, false. So we have one more operator known as percentile in the arithmetics. So what is it? Percentile of 4, 2 twos are 4, 0 is the remainder. 5 percentile 2, 2 twos are 4, remainder is 1. So here whenever I do the percentile thing, I get the remainder as 0 for the 4 and 1 for the 5. So we got the output, right?
Okay.
This is percentile. And the same thing here also I can use. A percentile 2 double equals to 0 means whatever the value you are getting from the division remainder value, we'll compare it with the 0. If it is 0, then you can say it is true or else false. And we can also have not equals to, because 20 is A, 20 percentile to 0, not equals to 0, no, it's false. So here it will be false, because 0 and 0 are true and I'm saying not equal to, but they are not equal, they are both common. So you can say it's a false thing. Now, after this equality operator, we have the assignment operator. So assignment operator in the sense plus equal to, or we can say multiply equal to, division equal to, or floor division equal to. All these things we can use. It means A plus equals to 10. If I give A equals to A plus 10 is the result. That's the required thing you can say. Next. So if I into A into equals to 2, A equals to A into 2. A plus equals to 1. Print A. Okay, and A value I have not given. So whenever I don't give the value, it will give error. It's mandatory that you have to give the value for the variable. A equals to 1 is there, and based on that 1 plus equals to what, like 1, or A equals to A plus 1, then the output will be 2. That's the 2 part. Okay, so these are assignment operators. We can assign the operator also. Based on that, it will perform the addition or multiplication or different things. So next thing,
What was double slash in assignment operator?
Double slash is the floor division, right? What it will do, it will result that particular 3.33 should be that if you give single slash, the output will be 3.3333,
Okay.
the point values. If I give that double slash, indicates the floor division,
Okay.
means it won't take the point values. Okay.
Okay.
Next, we have seen that simple if, right?
Mm-hmm.
Simple if in the sense we'll have a syntax. If condition is there, if the condition is true, it will execute the statement. And we should give that indent. Indent indicates the statement 1. Like after the space only, I can give the statement. Like that, end statements can be given after the space itself. And if you once remove the space, the block closes. So in the entire control statements, loops, methods, function, anything you write a block, you need the colon, and you'll have to give that indent space, then start the block. Without that, we cannot start it. So next scenario is if else. So how if else works? If condition is there, and I'll give that indent space, statement 1 to statement n. If the condition is false, it has to execute the else block. It's a block in the sense you have to indicate with colon. So for every block, you have to give that colon. Okay? Yeah, so where were we?
Mm-hmm.
If the condition is true, it will execute that if block. Else, again, indent will be given for every block. Statement 2 to statement n. So n number of statements can be written for the else block, and the same thing we can do it for the if block also. Okay. So now I want to write a program to find given number is even or not. So I have to write a program, like take a variable. Suppose how we write it. I have taken a variable n, suppose, and input is a function which takes the input in the string format, and we are trying to convert that into integer because we need an integer thing. So directly what I can say, int of whatever the input we are giving, and this input can take enter n value string. So I have to write the condition. What numbers we can say it as even. If 4 percentile 2, which is equal to 0, it's an even number. 5 percentile 2, if it is 1, It's an odd number. So whenever we divide by 2 and the result is 0, the remainder is 0, it's an even number. And when the remainder is 1, it's an odd number. So what I have to do here, this 4, 5 are the numbers which are changing. So I can say n is there, which is changing. So n percentile 2, I'll get a value, either 0 or 1. So I have to compare with this 0 or 1. What is the comparison operator or equality operator we can use?
Double equal to.
Double equal to. So what double equal to will do? Whatever the result we got, it will be compared with 0. Colon is must, space is must. Then print n is even. And else, what I can say, give a block, print n is odd. Understood? So save this program as control.py. So where I'm storing, you have to go to that file. Like in G Drive, Python programs, batch 1 I have stored. So in this, it will get execute. Like say py space operators dot py. No, it's not operators. We have control.py. So n value I'm giving it as 5. N is odd. 4. Even. So we got the exact output what we required, right?
Yeah.
Next, after this, after n percentile 2, if I want to find an year, if I enter an year and that year is leap year or not, so leap year occurs for every 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Means what? If a number I give like 1906, it's a leap year or not, how can we define them?
Divide by 4, remainder 0.
Right. Percentile 4, if the remainder is 0, then it's a leap year. If not, it's not a leap year. Okay. Next. Here, in this control statement if else, there is a drawback that we can write only one condition. That condition has either true or false. So if I want to write multiple conditions, I have to check other thing, like we can say nested if else. So what is nested if else? Inside the if, I can write another if. So how it works means n number of conditions we can write. If condition 1, if condition 2, if condition 3. So n number of conditions we can write. So apart from that, I'll just take it for 2 scenarios, 2 conditions I'll take. If condition 1 is there, then what I'll do, I'll say statement, but the condition is, whenever if I write in nested if else, inside the condition again I have to write another if. So again I have to write if condition 2. And statement must be given, statement 1. Okay. So here after this, we have, like say, give a space else block, then statement 2 will be there, then the else block, statement will be there. Simple thing. Inside the if else, I'm writing another if else. That's it. If condition is true, it will enter. In that again condition 2 is there, it will check the condition 2. If it is true, statement 1. Then if the condition 2 is false, statement 2. And if the condition 1 is only false, statement will get executed. That is a scenario we have to follow. Okay. So it's like writing a if else inside the if else. That's what we have seen now. It's nothing but if else, you can say inside if else. Just I have given a term nested if else. Okay. So like n number of conditions we can write. For requirement, 2 requirements, how to write the condition. Like I have taken a variable and I want to point whether a is positive or not. So here a is positive or not we are checking, and the same way a is greater than 1000 or not I have to check. Okay. So the thing is, 2 conditions are there. So how can I say a number is positive or not?
Greater than 0.
If it is?
Greater than 0, then it's positive.
Yeah, greater than 0, then it's positive. So I have to write a scenario like n is there. So I'll write n greater than 0. Then what is there? If n greater than 1000. So you can say it's 1000. Like give space, again another space for the print part where I have to write n is positive and greater than 1000. So that's the first thing. Give a space and write else block. The spacing is important in Python. Just for this block, give another space. Okay. Then print n is positive and less than 1000. So here you can say else part, print n is negative. Okay. So if you are finding it difficult to write inside this notepad, you can open this in Notepad++. We have text editors like Sublime or Notepad++. What is the advantage in these things are nothing but it indicates the block. See, there's the entire if else. If n greater than 0 is true, it will go to this block. So if n greater than 1000, it will execute this n is positive and greater than 1000 is a block. Suppose if I just give this, remove the space, so you can see it's not a block. We can say this is the block. So there's uneven space because the else is left out. You can see. If I give space, now it's fine. Okay. For the else part, here this entire thing is a if else thing, and for this entire part, if else will be there. Is this point clear? If you have any problem, you can use this Notepad++ or Sublime to write the thing. Okay. If the first condition is true, then only it will check the second condition. And if it is true, n is positive and greater than 1000. Else, n is positive and less than 1000. Now, what is the drawback of nested if else? If I write 9 conditions and the first condition is true, then it will come to the second condition. Second condition is true, it will come to the third condition. What if the first condition is false? It won't check the remaining conditions, right?
It will directly go to else step.
This is the drawback in nested if else. That's the reason in real time we don't use this nested if else mostly. To overcome this, we have a particular concept known as else if ladder. There's a problem in this nested if else. To overcome this, we use the else if ladder. How it works is simple. Syntax will be there. See, if condition 1 is there. If the condition is 1 true, after the indent we have to write the statement. If it execute, it's fine. That's it. That's the end of that if else ladder. Or elif will be there. So what is elif? If condition 1 is false, it will come to the elif and check the condition 2. Then the statement 2 will get executed. Like that, for n conditions, we can write this scenario. So if the nth condition is true, it will execute the statement n. And for suppose nth condition is also false, it has to execute that else part. This else part will be there. That else part will be directly statement. Okay. So here, one after the other condition we are executing. And if I have 5 requirements, the thing will be 5 minus 1, 4 conditions. Why is like that? Because the last thing will be the else part. So whenever I have 5 conditions, I have to write 4, like I have to think that 6 requirements are there. So if I have 10 requirements, I have to write the 9 conditions. That's the scenario. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll take 3 variables, a comma b comma c, and I have to find out which is maximum. So this is a scenario where you have to check whether a is greater than b and a greater than c. If both are true, then I can say that a is maximum, right? So 3 requirements are there. One is a might be maximum, b might be maximum, or c might be maximum. So 3 requirements means 3 minus 1, 2 conditions will be returned. A I have taken as int of input. Directly I'll say this. Here I can say B, here I can say C. So print what I can say? Enter A comma B comma C values. Save this thing. If A greater than B and A greater than C, what I can do? Print this part, and in this I can directly print is maximum. Because A is greater than B and A is greater than C. A is maximum, I want to display the value, I can display it. Elif, directly what I can say, if A is not maximum, I have to check it for the B. So B greater than A and B greater than C. If you check that, then I can say what? B is maximum. And if the two conditions are false, ultimately the last thing else C's maximum will be there. Okay. So now if I execute this, what I'm giving here 10, 5, 3. A is maximum. If I write 5, 24, B is maximum. If I write 10, 20 and 30, C is maximum. It's satisfying all the requirements, right? So any doubts, Sima?
No, yes, sir.
Right. So if you have any doubts, you can ask, or else I'll continue with the next program. Like consider I need to take 6 subjects. The 6 subjects might be anything like chemistry, physics, maths, English, Telugu, Hindi. After taking the 6 subjects, I need to have if like sum I have to find. What is sum? C plus P plus M plus E plus T plus H. Then the average sum by 6. Then if the average is greater than 75, I should get A grade. If the average is greater than 60 and average less than or equals to 75, B grade. Like this I should get the scenario. So here I can write English, Hindi, Telugu, chemistry, physics, maths. 6 subjects I have taken. So I can say directly enter the subjects. So what I have to write the condition first, sum we have to find out. E plus H plus T plus C plus P plus M. Total 6 subjects are there. Then average equals to sum by 6. If you want the flow division, you can do the flow division. Without the point values, we'll get. Okay, it's up to our requirement when to write the flow division or not. Next, if average greater than 75, I can say print A grade directly. L if without any space average greater than 60 and average less than or equals to 75, print B grade is one more scenario. So LF will be there, average greater than 45 and average less than or equals to 60. We can say print C grade. Else part print fail. So save this thing. After enter 6 subjects. So the 6 subjects marks can be like 78, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. A grade. If it is between that 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, B grade. And I can say if it is between 45 to 60, 46, 47, 55, 56, 54, 8, secret. Okay, so all the conditions are getting satisfied, fail. So it's working out right, the if else ladder for the grade system. Any doubts?
That's fine. Yeah.
So now the most important thing will be loops. So what that loops means? We have while loop, we have do while, for loop. As we have these loops, while loop is there, do while is there. Do while is not there in Python actually. It's for loop, and the next thing you can say nested for loop. Okay. So here, what I have to do? What is while loop? We have to see the syntax. The thing is, when I write this loop, we need to have initialization. Because we already know without giving the value, that Python will give error, undefined variable. So here while condition will be there, then the colon part, the indent will be there. After the indent, you can say statement 1 to statement n. 10 number of statements we can write. That's it. Okay. Now, if I write a scenario, I equals to 1 is there, and while I less than or equals to some 5. Give a space and write print high. Now tell me how many times this high will be printed?
Five, 10.
No, it's wrong. Manoj, how many times it will be printed? See that scenario there. I is 1. 1 less than or equal to 5. True.
True.
It is true. It will print that high. Again, it will go back. How it works, loop. Like first it will come to the initialization. And once the initialization is done, it will go to the condition. If the condition is true, it will execute the statements. After the statements, it will again go back to the condition. If you want to execute a statement repeated number of times, we use this loop, right? Like if I want to print 1 to 1000, I can use this loop to write that particular printing of 1 to 1000. So here also, when I is 1, 1 less than or equals to 5, high is printed, it will again go back and check the condition. So what's that I value? I value is 1 itself. It's not changing. So 1 less than or equals to 5.
It will keep
True.
printing there.
How many times? infinite number of times, or until the memory is there, it will print that particular loop. So the most common mistake all the people do is write the condition, and if you don't write the logic how the condition is getting false, then there is no use of writing this loop. It will execute infinite number of times, or it will execute wrong. Like, can I write I less than equals to 5 is there, right? Can I write I greater than equals to 5?
No.
If I write, what will happen? That greater means that it is not true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here you need to check the values, substitute that, and then execute. Like if I want to print it, in the loop I'll take a variable I equals to 1, while I less than I equals to 5, print high, and you make sure that I equals to I plus 1. So that I value will keep on increasing until I is 6. It will execute the loop. Loop.py.
Yeah.
Control things. Okay, I'm giving it as control things. Actually, I have to execute the loop.py. So how many times it got executed? 4. Why? Less than I have given. Equal to means 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I want to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead of all the things, give I. So what's the I value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you can see. Okay?
Okay.
Any doubts still now?
No, that's fine.
Manoj, are you there? Is this clear? Any doubts? We'll see the next concept. Like my requirement is now I have to take n as 5, any value I can take. From 1 it has to print till that 5, and 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 plus 4 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What the sum we can take as 15? You can take sum or x, anything, it's fine, just the names. Now for this, how to write the logic? Already we have printed this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it is not n what we have taken. We have taken directly the value. So what I have to do here, instead of 5, you have to take n. And what is that? N equals to int of input. Enter n value. Save this thing. Run it. 5 I'm giving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it's getting executed. Okay?
Okay.
So next thing. After this, I have to take some value. So initially we have to give the value, right? Without that it will give error. So I'll take it as 0. So sum is 0. Now what should be the logic? What can I write to satisfy this condition? this 1 is getting added with 2, that result, that sum is 3. And that 3 is getting added with this 3 which is there in I, and that sum will be 6. So 6 plus 4, sum is 10, and 10 plus 5, sum is 15. So what should be the logic? I plus
I plus n.
If I write I plus n, what will happen? So I'll print this output here, or if you want you can print it inside the loop itself. Directly I can take sum equals to sum. Sum is 10 only. What about that 15? It's not coming, right?
It's not coming in.
The logic is wrong.
Yeah.
See, when 1 plus 2 is nothing but I plus sum equal to sum, means
Okay.
the sum value is being added with that logic, right? Like the
Correct,
value.
yeah. So instead of n, we have to do sum basically.
Right. This logic is very important in the industry. Like say if I have amount as some 5,000 and I want to add another some 1,000 to it, so amount equals to deposit plus amount. So deposit is 1,000, the amount is whatever that result variable. Like I have marks. Thousand marks are there. I want to add marks equals to marks plus 10. So the marks will be added with 10, right?
Yeah, correct.
So the result variable is being used in the calculation. This is the most important logic in the industry we use. So what I have to write here? Directly sum. And do I have to print this sum inside the loop or outside the loop?
Outside the loop?
Because I need the result only once, right?
Yeah.
So enter n value. If I give 5, it's just getting executed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sum is 15, right?
Okay, yeah.
So that is the scenario for this first part. Next, what I can do, if my requirement is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So from the given number, like n is 5 suppose. So I should get that factorial as 120 because 5 into 4 is 20, 20 into 360, sorry, 60, 60 into 2, 120. Then 1 is 1.
Yeah.
120 is the result, right?
Yeah.
So from 5 to 1 if you multiply or 1 to 5 multiply, the same result will come.
Correct.
1 to 5 you are doing the multiplication. Previously 1 to 5 you have done the sum, right?
Yeah.
What I can do here in this logic, so here I have to write a logic. So what's the logic you can say? When I less than or equals to n is there, printed I, sum equals to I plus sum, so I equals to I plus 1, right? So instead of I plus sum, it should be I into, right?
Yeah.
And the names, it's up to us.
We can say extra anything.
Yeah, we can write anything. If it is sum also, it's fine, right? Now, is it 0 or 1?
it will start with 1 because 0 if you start, it will always 0.
If you take 0, it will give 0, right?
Yeah, always 0. Yes.
If you take 1, what will happen? It will give 120, right?
Correct.
So those values we are executing. So loop is nothing but when the condition is given, the scenario satisfies, it will execute, right?
Yeah.
So any doubts till now?
I'm fine.
Right. So the next scenario is 5 to 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is that 5 to 1? 1 is not changing, so I is not required. So I'll take n is going till 1, n greater than 0. Next, what I can take some x equals to x into n. So what is that x value I can take? 1, right? And n is 5. N equals to n minus 1. Because 5 must be changed to 4. 4 to 3, 3 to 2,
Okay.
2 to 1.
Got it.
So it will be changing. So 1 into 5, 5. 5 into the n is 4, 4. 5 into 4, 20. Like that it will execute, right?
Yeah.
So can you do this thing?
You can do this.
Right. One assignment I'll give you. That assignment is like, if I have taken a n as 5, 5 into 1 equals to 5. 5 into 2 equals to 10. 5 equals to 5 into 10 equals to 50. It's printing the tables, right?
Yes.
So in order to print this table, what's the logic you have to write? This is the assignment. Okay. So it's a simple thing, right? N is there, 1 is there. So what's the multiplication? N into I.
Okay, yes,
Right.
sure. Yeah.
So you'll do the assignment, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Right. And Manoj, your voice is not coming actually. Just check with that mic system from tomorrow. Fine then. So we'll continue tomorrow at 6:30, right?
Same time, right? Rohit?
Yeah, same time. Daily same time will be there.
Okay, yes, sure. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.